So today we're talking about the James Bond, the suit and tie, the golden gun, Aston Martin equivalent competitor. And yet it's just as quick as a Mustang GT. We're talking about the Lexus LC500 today. And if you didn't see my last video where I talked about how the last generation BMW Z4 is the foundation for the A90 Supra, check that out, link in the description below. I mentioned the Lexus and the Mustang at the end of that video. And also keep in mind that majority of my videos, I put sources to my conclusions and claims where I get my information from in the description as well, including like videos to support my claims. So all that's going to be there too. And for those who don't know what this car is or haven't seen one in person, this car was featured in Marvel's Black Panther film. It was the car chase in Busan, South Korea. And it's a good thing they chose cars and didn't use a train. But anyways, on paper, these cars are identical in a lot of ways. They both have 5-liter V8s, one being from Yamaha and the other one being a flat plane V8. And the horsepower and torque power band, just the power band period, is identical. I mean, Lexus has it at 470 horsepower at 7,100 RPM and 398 pound-feet of torque at 4,800 RPM. Where the Mustang has it at 460 horsepower at 7,000 RPM and 420 pound-feet of torque at 4,600 RPM. 0 to 60 times, it really depends on who has better reflexes than the other, because 0 to 60 in the Lexus is 4.4 seconds and the Mustang is 4.2. They both have 10-speed transmissions, where it's an option for the Mustang, and fuel economy, it really depends on the day of the week, because like city, highway, and combined, it's just 1 mile per gallon off of the other car. So they're pretty much the same. And say what you want about Lexus, but they make a lot of sleeper performance cars. Even, a simple tune on their V6 sedans can gap some modded Zs and G37s. I know it's going to piss some people off, but get upset with me in the video when I'm in another video where I make about that. But the LC500 is pretty much just as quick as their F model cars, and one could argue the LC500 is a grand touring vehicle. Now, the category of this car is kind of irrelevant, but what you can call it is impressive. Even though it weighs 610 pounds more than the Mustang due to its creature comfort, suspension, and rear steering, which I did not know it had. That's the coolest thing to me. And even though it has a 2.94 final drive like the GSF, it runs 13 seconds flat in a quarter mile. And CarWow claims to have run a 12.6 in a quarter mile on damp ground. And if that is true, that makes this car just as quick, really, as the RCF and GSF, which run about 12.4 at best. Now, moving on to the Mustang quarter mile times, they're impressive to say the least with the 10R80 transmissions. They can run an average of 12.1 in a quarter mile, while there are some outliers claiming 11 seconds. Outliers, not liars. Keep in mind, I didn't say anybody's lying. They're claiming they're running like 11.9s on a factory tire in all stock with full weight, stock, full interior in the car. And keep in mind, there are at least 3 different final drive options for the Mustang GT. There is a 3.3 to 1, a 3.55, which is standard for the 10-speed and manuals, according to European specs, and an optional 3.7 for the performance pack cars. And truth be told, it was difficult, I mean difficult, to find quarter-mile videos of completely stock 10-speed Mustangs. And when I could find like 2, they ran a 12.4 in a quarter mile, which is on track to what they're capable of. And quarter-mile videos for the LC500, outside of like CarWow, pretty much non-existent, which makes sense given the demographic of Lexus and what the car was really built for. Now, I don't know anyone who would want to alter the performance of the LC500, but there's a forum thread. Yes, the forums, for those who were born yesterday or just really new to cars. Forums are, chat groups basically about specific cars, what people have done with them, what you can do with them, their experience with them. And not all the advice, a lot of advice in there is not good. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but this one is solid. And you can swap the final drive from the LC500 hybrid, which is a 313 final drive. And that's the same ratio as the RCF. It includes, parts numbers, photos, and just a review on how the car performed before and after. Again, link in the description below. So the thing about the LC500 is that it's a really good car, and it seems that a lot of people who review these cars enjoy it a lot. And think of Lexus kind of like Apple in this way, where the user interface is easy. It's confidence building. It's something that you can use daily, you want to use daily, and you can maximize. And that's really where you get your money's worth on any vehicle or anything that you have. Now, if you look at these things from 2018, they're used, they're not cheap, and they will never be, and they should not be. So 2018s go anywhere from 65 to 75 grand right now, and the coming year, 2025, is a little over 100 grand. Again, rear steering. What other modern car has rear steering that you can think of? I think of, outside of the Cadillac Blackwing V, and I'm not talking about the supercharged V8 one, I'm talking about the twin turbo V8 one. Before that, it was only Porsche, some 911 turbo models. And I don't even remember if the GT3 or the RS has it. They might as well, to further prove the point. Those are exclusive, really expensive cars. And again, Yamaha V8. Simple. All motor, right? Efficient. But things aren't cheap. There's steel brake option. Carbon ceramic brakes are an option too. Not that you would need them, but they're there. I don't know what would be the difference between a 2018 and 2025 model. And honestly, outside of slight, changes of looks, there probably won't be, and there probably shouldn't be, because it's a proven method that works. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Whoever drives the cars, love them, they keep them, they actually drive them a lot. And that's what we want. That's what any car company or enthusiast or just owner should want. Something that is efficient, durable, reliable, consistent. But I'm hoping that the coming year LC500 does have something different, whether it's, lightweight materials for certain parts of the car, maybe it would be a final drive change, or a slight bump in power, like 10, 15 more horsepower and maybe 8 more pound-feet of torque, something like that, which I'm sure they can squeeze out of, a 5-liter V8. And if not, again, just make it a little bit lighter, make it a little bit quicker to where it can run 12.1 or something like that. And that would be really cool. Go back to the ISF, where that is the quickest F car that they've made. And it's also the lightest. And yeah, so I just think they could keep the creature comforts, make it a little bit lighter, maybe wheels, some suspension parts or something. I don't know. But again, they don't have to change anything because it's a proven method that works and people enjoy it. All that being said, let me know what you guys think. Have you seen an LC500? I haven't seen many, but I always get excited when I see them. Do you own one? Do you want one? And I hope you guys had a great Christmas. And looking forward to you guys being around for the new year. We got some good conversations there. Almost at 2,000 subs, so thank you all so much for that. Like, subscribe, and share. If you don't know, now you know, but do what you want to do. Happy New Year. See you then.